Why is it important to know how to answer a heretic? Someone who's saying something which is totally wrong, totally off, contrary to beliefs, our belief system, and contrary to what Hashem really wants. How do you answer that person, and why is it important to know the answer to that question? The answer to this is found in the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, in Perek Beis, Mishnah Yodal. The Mishnah says, Rebbe Eliezer Omer, Havishaku l'lumud Torah, a person should be diligent to learn Torah. V'dama shetashiv la'apikoros, and know what to answer an apikoros, which the translation of that is a heretic. Now, there's actually a whole discussion of itself in apikoros. We'll come back to that in a moment. V'da lefnei miata amel, know who you toil in front of. V'neman hu ba'amlachtecha shechal miskar palu pulesecha, and he is believed that he will repay you. Your employer will repay you for your work. Let's discuss about this apikoros. Rabbeinu Yoina explains that an apikoros is someone who rebels against the Torah. Even if it's only the Torah Sheba'al Peh. If you don't believe in the oral Torah, guess what? You're rebelling against the Torah. Everything in the Gemara, everything in the Medrash, etc. Apikoros is also someone who makes incorrect halachic rulings, and he knows he's wrong. Apikoros comes from the language of hefker, which means ownerless. He's making himself ownerless, essentially. The Bar Tanura explains that an apikoros disgraces the Torah and considers the Torah as if it is ownerless, like we just said. Another explanation is he makes himself ownerless. So one idea is you make the Torah ownerless. Another idea is you make yourself ownerless. He doesn't consider the bad that could come upon him by disgracing the Torah and those who learn it. That's the story with the apikoros. So this is the Mishnah. Rabbeinu Yoina says that someone should learn Torah. The Mishnah starts off by saying, "Havishakor l'lomod Torah." Why should a person diligently learn Torah? The answer is the continuation of the Mishnah. V'dam ashatav shiv la'apikoros. So you know how to answer a heretic. If you're not going to answer these people, and according to their claims and lies, other people are going to learn from them. If we don't answer these people, others are going to drink from their poisoned water, from their bad water. And they're going to see, oh, the heretics were victorious. Therefore, we have to make sure that we know the right answer. This is going to cause a desecration of Hashem's name. Achil Hashem. And we have to also be careful not to believe their words or follow their incorrect opinions when we debate them. It should be pointed out, all these people that they have at all these college campuses and all this filth that you find on the internet, all of these different ideas and these different people, and they're going for things that are ridiculous and are not true Torah beliefs at all. They make it seem like it's Torah belief, but it's 100% not. All of these things that are fake and that are trying to suck you in, all of these people, don't even talk to them. Because the average person doesn't even know how to answer these people. There are plenty of Sfarim, holy books that have been written, how to deal with these people, disproving every single one of their claims and showing the truth of the matter. Be careful. You have to get educated on this topic. There are many others. Farm. If you're interested in these books, leave a comment below. I'll tell you which ones that you could read on. I'll send you back. Anyways, this is something that's very, very important. How could we reconcile and explain this Mishnah with the Mishnah that we learned in the first parak? The Mishnah over here says that don't worry, you're gonna get repaid. But we learned earlier in the third Mishnah of the first parak that we said, we shouldn't serve Hashem in order to get repaid. How can you reconcile that? Rabbeinu Yoina explains that our Mishnah refers to someone who is getting enticed by his evil inclination. His Yetzer Hara is starting to kick in, and his inclination is telling him, don't perform this mitzvah. Guess what? Now we have a response for our evil inclination. Why wouldn't we? We're going to get a tremendous amount of reward for it. So therefore, the claims of the evil inclination will get quickly shut down in this way. Another answer is, even though we shouldn't serve Hashem in order to receive reward, nevertheless, we have to realize the great kindness that Hashem bestows upon mankind by rewarding them. So those are a few answers. To address another point, what's the explanation of the juxtaposition of these statements of the Mishnah? So the Medrash Shmuel already says, once we learn diligently, we study the proper response, guess what? That we might not have an opportunity to do so. To give a proper response, don't get upset because the Mishnah continues to say you're going to get rewarded for your learning, even though you study the topic and you know the right answers. You know what to answer. Don't worry about it. You just have to know what to answer. That implies that only if he comes on our door and he starts asking and start questioning us, he starts trying to instigate us, boom, we could unleash ourselves and all of our knowledge and disprove him completely. However, we shouldn't go to them and start a conversation with them. This is, by the way, one way that Judaism differs from other religions. You know, other religions, they try to convert you, they try to convince you, they try to feed you this, feed you that. We're not trying to convince you anything. You want to do the right thing, you do the right thing. You're in another religion? No problem. You don't want to? You don't want to. You keep doing your thing, no problem. I mean, you have to keep your laws also, right? You can't go along killing people, stealing, etc. You have certain laws that you need to keep also, and that the Torah requires you to keep. But in terms of all the mitzvahs, you don't have to, no problem. In fact, the Gemara talks about how we try to discourage converts from converting in. We want to make sure that they're truly sincere. That's a whole discussion of itself. Tiferes Yisrael explains three things are needed for success in learning Torah. First of all, diligence, like the Mishnah says over here. Someone who doesn't constantly review what he learned the previous day will not have the subject that one learned become rooted within his heart. Secondly, you have to learn in depth. Don't move from one topic to another topic unless you ask yourself a lot of questions and analyze it properly. Make sure there's no contradiction from other areas of Torah that you learned. Make sure why something appears to be an extra word. Figure it out. Contemplate what you learned to the extent that you're able to answer a heretic if need be. And lastly, thirdly, we have to know who we toil in front of. We have to remove thoughts of worry or other foreign thoughts when we learn Torah. Block it all out, everything else. Just block it out. Now, even though, granted, yes, someone who reviews a lot will not be able to learn new material, nevertheless, still review. The Mishnah says that one isn't obligated to finish the work, but also one isn't free, and he can't just not work. Right? That's actually going to be the next Mishnah. In two Mishnayos, rather. Going to come up. Many years ago, the Torah Shabbat Peh, the oral Torah, was actually oral. It was all by heart. They would learn 3 prakim a week of Mishnayos, review it by heart 100 times that week until they completely remember the material. Nowadays, we don't need to review it 100 times since the Torah is written, but still we have to review it until we understand the material. That's the message of this Mishnah.